Oleksandr Usyk has decided to vacate all his heavyweight belts. Wow. Now listen, man. All week long, people have been speculating, asking questions on what's the next move for Oleksandr Usyk. Will he walk away from the sport of boxing, retire cold time on his great boxing career, or will he announce his next matchup, his next fight? Would it be Tyson Fury? Would it be Rico Van Hooven? I mean, people have been speculating all week long. Now we've got the answer. We finally got the answer, man. Usyk has decided to not walk away from the sport just yet. He's come out and said that he's got one final dance left, but he has vacated all his heavyweight titles, man. Oleksandr Usyk, with this announcement, has opened up the window of opportunity for so many fighters in the heavyweight division, man. Now that these belts are vacant, yeah, man, fighters can dream now. Fighters can dream. And this is what Oleksandr Usyk had to say. This is what he wrote on his social media platforms. I've highlighted it in blue. This is what Usyk had to say. This is a well-considered decision that I'm confident will open new opportunities for me, Usyk wrote. This is not the end of the story. The continuation lies ahead. So Oleksandr Usyk not quite ready to walk away from the sport of boxing just yet. He's got one final dance remaining. Whether that's going to be, I don't know, Tyson Fury, whether that's going to be Rico Van Hooven, it remains to be seen. But I'm sort of leaning towards a Rico Van Hooven rematch. I think there's a lot of appetite for that fight, especially considering what happened in the first fight. So a rematch will do good numbers. And I like that as well because, look, there will be no jeopardy in that fight. There will be no belts. The first time these two guys fought, the WBC title was on the line. I wasn't happy with that because for me, other fighters in the heavy division have earned the right to fight for the WBC title. I didn't think that Rico Van Hooven, only having his second ever boxing match, deserved to fight for a world title. But listen, that's water under the bridge. That's happened. So if Usyk goes ahead and rematches Rico Van Hooven, I wouldn't have a problem with that whatsoever because, look, there's no titles on the line. Let Usyk go, make his money, man. Make your money. You deserved it. 2 times undisputed champion in the heavyweight division in the 4-belt era, never been done. Undisputed champion in the cruiserweight division, 25-0, undefeated, never been knocked down, never been knocked out. Like, listen, man, it's incredible. What this guy has been able to achieve in this era of the heavyweight division is absolutely incredible. He deserves our absolute respect. You know what I mean? And if you disagree with that, let me know in the comments, man. Why? Why do you disagree with that? Why are you not happy with what Oleksandr Usyk has achieved? There won't be many people out there that do not agree with my sentiment. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real. And I welcome this news from Oleksandr Usyk, the fact that he's vacating the titles. Like I said at the start of this video, man, this opens up a window of opportunity for other fighters in the heavyweight division because Agit Kabayel, who was the interim champion with the WBC, most likely now he's going to be elevated to full champion because we've seen other sanctioning bodies do it, the IBF, the WBO. Whenever the champion vacates the title, the next guy in line, the challenger, the mandatory, the interim champion, almost 99% of the time gets elevated to full champion. So I think that's what's going to happen with Agit Kabayel. And I know there's some sections of boxing fans out there that will be disappointed in the fact that Oleksandr Usyk is not going to defend his WBC title against Agit Kabayel because they wanted to see that fight. They want to see Oleksandr Usyk challenge himself and take on these newcomers, these young, hungry lions in Kabayel and Moses Itauma. I get it, man. I get it. I want to see that fight. I wanted to see Kabayel versus Oleksandr Usyk. I would love to see Moses Itauma versus, Oleksandr Usyk because these are intriguing matchups. I want to see the challenges that these guys bring, the threats that they possess, bring it to Oleksandr Usyk, and I want to see how Usyk will deal with them. However, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And you know what? Yeah, I am really going to hold a grudge on Usyk for not allowing these fights to happen. Like, I ain't got no beef with Oleksandr Usyk because, listen, Usyk has never ducked nobody. He's welcomed every single challenger. ever since he was in the cruiserweight division and moving up to the heavyweight division. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just happy that Oleksandr Usyk has decided to vacate the titles, allow other fighters in the heavyweight division to now fight for them, prove themselves, because now we're going to get some very intriguing matchups here. And I'm going to flip my screen in a moment so you can see, what this announcement from Oleksandr Usyk means for everybody else in the heavyweight division. Because with the WBO, we already know Daniel Dubois, he's the champion. The Ring Magazine, they're going to have to fight for that as well. Now, let's go down and look at the other sanctioning bodies. The IBF title, Oleksandr Usyk vacates that. You got the #1 challenger, the #1 ranked fighter in that in that sanctioning body is Frank Sanchez. #3, Moses Itauma. This means that in the near future, we might see a Frank Sanchez versus Moses Itauma fighting for the WBF title. I mean, who doesn't want to see that fight? Frank Sanchez, sleek Cuban fighter, very tough. He just came off a KO win over the most talked about, the second most talked about prospect in the heavyweight division, Richie Torres, knocked him the F out. You know what I mean? Knocked him out cold. We could see him taking on Moses Itauma for the IBF title. I mean, who doesn't want to see those exciting fights? I'd certainly want to see it. Like I said already, the WBC title, Agit Kabayel will most likely be elevated to champion, because that's just what happens when the champion vacates and there's an interim belt holder in the division. You know what I mean? They're gonna elevate that. So if you look at the #1 ranked fighter with the WBC, is Mr. Fury, the Gypsy King. So we might even see Agit Kabayel in his first title defense take on the Gypsy King. I mean, the window of opportunities that this open up for some of these old school fighters, the fighters of the old era, the era of Usyk, they might have another crack. They might get another bite of the cherry for a title. Fury might get a title shot next. You got AJ, ranked #5. If he fights Fury, the winner of that could challenge Agit Kabayel for a title. Do you know what I mean? Like that, the opportunities are there for everybody. We go to the WBA. We've got Murat Gassiev. Now, he is the regular WBA champion. Now, Usyk has decided to vacate. I'm pretty sure the WBA are going to elevate Murat Gassiev to full champion. What does that mean? That means, it could mean that the fight between Murat Gassiev and Tony Yoka, which is happening in Russia, that could be Gassiev's first title defense. So all of a sudden, Tony Yoka is in a position where he could become champion. You see what I mean? Do you see what I'm excited about this announcement from Oleksandr Usyk? This is what excites me, because now we're going to get some pretty good matchups with jeopardy on the line, with titles on the line, and this is what I want to see. You know what I mean? We're going to see some good fights now. All of a sudden now, Moses Itauma is in a position where he could become world champion by the end of this year, my people. And this announcement from Usyk has opened up these opportunities for these fighters in the heavyweight division, and it's a good thing. I'm not mad at Oleksandr Usyk. I know there's some sections of boxing fans that might say Usyk has ducked Agit Kabayel. Usyk don't want no smoke with Moses Itauma. Listen, this is what I'll say. In boxing, get in, make your money, man. Become champion and get out, man. We've seen so many champions in the past hang around a little bit too long, overstay their welcome, and then they start getting knocked out by all the up-and-coming young prospects, hungry lions. Like, we don't want to see that, and then we call them washed up. Oleksandr Usyk has come to the realization that perhaps his body cannot compete no longer against the very elite fighters, man, especially Kabayel. The pressure that he brings is relentless. Moses Itauma, we know about his talent, even though he's yet to be proven, and he's taking on Hrgovic. I'm sure most people are backing Moses Itauma to take care of Hrgovic, Now, I think it's a 50-50 fight. It could go either way, because Hrgovic is a very well-rounded fighter, is a world-class fighter, but most people are backing Moses Itauma, Usyk, he's looked at the landscape of the heavyweight division. He's thought to himself, you know what, I just ain't got the time. I don't have the desire, nor the motivation to continue to defend these titles. I just can't get up to it. And that's completely understandable for a man who's 39 years old. He's going to turn 40. He just doesn't want to do it anymore. That's why he's vacated the titles. He's chosen another route, yeah, and he's gonna perhaps maybe go and fight Rico van Hooven, rematch. He's gonna make millions. His family, his life, he's set for life. He's sorted. You know what I mean? He's cemented. His legacy is cemented. You know, whether you rank him top 10, top 5, top 20, top 15, for me, Oleksandr Usyk, he is the greatest heavyweight of this era. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments, man. Let me know. So I have no beef with Oleksandr Usyk for choosing this path. This is what I've always said. If you want to go and fight the Rico van Hoovens, if you want to go have an exhibition fight against, you know, Alex Pereira of the UFC or Mike Tyson, or you want to go fight a sumo wrestler, fine. Go and do that. You've earned the right, but just vacate the titles. Let other fighters, let the up-and-coming young, hungry lions, let them go fight for these titles. You know what I mean? Let them have the opportunity. Let them have, you know, their dreams come true as well. You know, and Oleksandr Usyk is a gentleman. I'm really glad that he listened to the voice of the fans and he's done the right thing, because some fighters will not do it. They'll be greedy. They'll hold on to the titles, hold up the division, keep making money, and just piss everyone off. The fact that Usyk has come to this decision and he's made the announcement, I really have to applaud him and say, you know what, mate? Salute, respect to Oleksandr Usyk. Now, he's going to have one final dance. Like I said, he's most likely going to be Rico van Hooven, and then he's going to walk away. I really hope after he has his final dance, he walks away for real. Because sometimes these guys, they say, yeah, I'm going to walk away. But then Turki Al-Sheikh comes around and offers them another 80 million. Then they take another fight. Then before you know it, they get knocked the F out. I don't want to see that for Oleksandr Usyk. He's achieved so much. He's won the game. I just want to see him walk away with his legacy intact. Legacy safe, clean legacy, undefeated, walk away. I just admire the guy and his skills and everything that he's achieved, man. But my people, let me know your thoughts in the comments, man. I really want to hear from you. What do you think about this announcement from Oleksandr Usyk, man? Vacating the titles and deciding to have one last dance. Has he done the right thing to you? If it hasn't, why not? Let me know in the comments. And also, now that the belts have been scattered, we're going to see some great matchups, man. Who do you see dominating the heavyweight division for the next couple of years? Is it Moses Itauma, Daniel Dubois, Fabio Wardley, or do you see a re-emergence of the old school guys, Fury, Anthony Joshua? Do you think these guys now have an opportunity to come back and reclaim the belts? And then, do you know what I mean? We have another mega blockbuster fight. Like, let me know your thoughts in the comments, my people. I really want to hear from you. I really appreciate it, man. Once again, thank you so much for watching EMGM Sports. It's me, your boy Enzo, the realest in the game. Please don't forget to smash the likes. And if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. I'll be back real soon with another one. Until then, stay blessed, my people. Peace.